Hello, and thank you once again for joining another edition of Halo Life Podcast. I'm your host, as always, BJ Martin, and I'm happy to have a guest here today, managing editor at angelsnation.com, Stu Matthews. And we're excited today to make a special announcement. Stu, I'm going to hand this over to you because I think you have something that you want to share to the Halo Life Podcast audience.
Yeah, I do. I think this might be a little bit awkward for you because I'm going to be talking about you a little bit, buddy. But you know, uh, I'm going to be having a surgery coming up pretty soon next month, and it's a big one. If you can read about that over at angelsnation.com. I got a cancer, but I'm going to beat it. And I have needed Angels Nation ever since the site was launched last, I believe it was last May. Well, it just went through fits and starts, just like the entire 2020 season did because of the pandemic. I never could find a second writer. I needed a deputy. I needed a guy, a wingman. I needed somebody who I could count on over there. And BJ, you're the man. I mean, I got lucky. I think you and I both got lucky to form this partnership. I can't even remember how we hooked it up. I believe it was through Twitter and just sharing some ideas. And we got on the phone and realized that as Angels fans and people who are in the journalism edge of it, in the journalism end of it, that we enjoy talking about Angels baseball as more than anything else. And I really love talking Angels baseball. I read your writing over at Primetime Sports Talk. I was impressed by it, but I was even more impressed when you stepped right into the special series that we've got going at angelsnation.com about the Palm Springs spring trainings. You wrote a beautiful piece over there, and that's live on the site right now. I really encourage any readers of any of the BJ's listeners right now, or any of my readers at angelsnation.com to go hit that button right now, angelsnation.com, and read about BJ's memories of going out there to that park, getting autographs and scribbling all over Doug Sensei's arms. It's really great stuff. So he's going to be stepping into a larger role when I'm, during my hospital treatment for this surgery. He'll be basically being me, and I hope I don't end up being the Wally Pipp of this story. In other words, I hope he's not so awesome at it that I come back and I don't have a job. It could happen, but I think even Wally Pipp was happy to have Lou Gehrig come along. But I really appreciate you hitching your powerful locomotive to my locomotive on this. Two of us are better than one, and we've got some good ideas. I hope to see you soon. You're down there in North Carolina, and I'm in Virginia, so we're both on the East Coast. And depending on how this crazy pandemic, voodoo, wacky, well, there's no other way to put it. The COVID stuff, this nonsense, voodoo BS, man. Reverse that. We got to reverse that train wreck because we got plans. I mean, hopefully, if I'm feeling well enough by April, looks like the Angels are going to be playing the Jays down in Dunedin. And I'm hoping to be able to make that road trip with you. And if we do, that's going to be fantastic. Both of us out there talking to Angels players, that sort of thing, would be awesome. I just got to remember when we go out to dinner, BJ, it's a major league tradition that, I think I got 7 years of service time on you in the bigs, something like that. I mean, you're a guy who's kind of grinded.
I think I smell what's coming here. I think I'm going to be having to pick up the tab or something here. Is what I'm sensing.
Yeah, I mean, I think if we go to a place like Chili's or something, I'll keep it cheap. I think you got to pick you're a rookie, man. You can pick up the tab. But if we go to like Chez Chasselet or some fancy place like that, the veterans have to whip out. I'll slap down my credit card, buddy. We're going to take care of each other.
I'll be toast, especially if my wife and daughter are with us too. That'd be four, and that probably put me under. But no, Stu, thank you for your kind words. I appreciate the partnership that we have and what we've been doing with these podcasts. You've helped me out with the 60 on 60 that Halo Life's been doing, running through the 60 greatest Angels of all time. And yeah, that we're certainly clicked. We've been Angel fans for our entire life since the 70s. And
well, we found out that we were at a lot of the same games together.
That's right.
We never knew.
Yeah,
we
exactly.
found out.
Who knows how many times we sat next to each other in the beer, or stood next to each other in a beer line at Angel Stadium, but you never know. But it's great. So, I mean, here we are in the 60th anniversary. Both of us have got, 50, close to 50 years, and you've got over 50 years as a fan. I'm 45 years as a fan. So I think we have a story to tell. We have a lot of memories, and not to take anything away from a lot of the great people covering the sport that doing a great job covering the Angels baseball right now. I think what we add is just an additional access point for content, in addition to all the great writers and great services that are out there. But we're going to try to do some different things. I mean, the podcast is just one area of it. The YouTube channel at Halo Life is going to begin to expand and
great stuff,
and offering other unique features and specials. And my heart particularly is focused on a lot of the prospects and the future Angels. So I think there'll be a lot of, I'm hoping to have a lot of fresh content with regards to what's going on down the farm for the Angels throughout this coming season.
I'm really looking forward to those kind of contributions. Ever since I stepped into the Angels clubhouse with a credential from the Los Angeles Times many years ago, I went straight into the major leagues. I never covered minor league baseball. For example, like I never went out and saw the Inland Empire 66ers. I never did any of that. And hearing about prospects was like, writing an article about John Lackey being drafted, things like that. I've always come at it from the major league perspective. And the minor leagues like the back of your hands. And it's, I'd say I'd put you in the same league as someone like who's a prospect guru like Taylor Blake Ward, who's, he knows the prospects like nobody else. And, he's dropped kind of out of the circulation because he's a family man now and all that. And I miss his voice, but you got as much to bring to the table as he does. And I'm really, really happy to have you on board. I mean, I'm thrilled.
That's high praise. And I don't expect to come anywhere close to what Taylor Blake Ward is offering. But I am a fan. I do follow the sports closely. I respect Taylor Blake Ward. I learn a lot from him and others that are covering the game right now. And the Angels organization. And he's among the best out there at that covering the prospects. And, but yeah, I want to be have another angle, have another approach at it. And just another, there may be things that I'm pulling out on prospects that maybe vary or different than what you're getting from guys like Taylor Blake Ward or Jarrett Timms and other guys that are doing a fabulous job.
And Jared does too. Yeah, I mean, we're not in, I don't consider direct competition with things like Locked On Angels, Crashing the Pearly Gates, any of the other wonderful Angels websites that are out there, which are blogs, etc. AngelsNation.com is a media site. We are backed by a media company, so we're traditional journalism. We are not a blog. So I'm really, really happy to see your writing over on our site right now. Your opener, let's just put it this way, you went 4 for 4 with that Palm Springs memories thing. It was full of priceless stuff, and I loved it, and I really encourage everybody to head on right on over there. Listen to us first. Listen to this first, but then after that, head right on over to angelsnation.com and check that out, because you may have memories that are similar. We'd love you guys to communicate with us, through our Twitter feeds. BJ's easy to find. He's at _ Halo Life on Twitter, and myself at Angels Nation 5, which is the official site Twitter. At the moment, I'm working on a Facebook page, but I tell you, I think it was a collision of needs. It was BJ was looking for a place to write, because if he's not talking baseball, he wants to be writing it. And I was looking for maybe a place to get my big loud voice out there once in a while. and hook up the podcast together with the traditional journalism we're doing at angelsnation.com. So it's a great pleasure. Who knows what the season is going to bring? The Angels are going to be on the East Coast plenty this summer, and we don't know what the dice of COVID are going to roll at us. But you can be looking at BJ and I, depending on budgets and this and that. Maybe being up in Boston, maybe being up at Yankee Stadium. These things are possible. We're definitely, I think, believe we were talking about a Baltimore trip in August as well. So, these things may happen. I'd like to say that we can promise them to happen, but I would say, given the amount of passion that BJ has for this and myself that I have for this, I would say that they're probably likely. And, it's just going to be a really good partnership. We're a team this time, and it's really nice. I've needed somebody to have my back before I got a cancer diagnosis. Let's put it that way. And you stepped right in, hit the field running, and I think it's like a kind of a Sean Figgins debut, or just you hit it out of the park. So
there you are. You're putting more pressure on me. They were mentioning Sean Figgins, but I appreciate it. And Stu, we're counting on you returning from your treatment for cancer and your upcoming surgery. I have no doubt that you will come out victorious on the other side of that upcoming operation. And I'm thrilled to have the opportunity to write about the Angels more exclusively. I've been writing for Primetime Sports Talk for the last couple of years, and it's more of a national sports coverage, baseball coverage. And I've been writing about the Angels on that site, but to have a more exclusive Angels fan base to write to is something that I've always wanted to do. So it's going to be exciting. And we're both East Coast guys, but we're Orange County born and raised, and we lived in Orange County for 30 plus years each. So, our roots are there. We're still involved, watching every game, listening to every game. And even before I met Stu, I try to hit one or two road series a year on the East Coast. So you may get a little different take and some content from some of the road trips that you wouldn't have found other ways. And that's part of what I'm looking at doing on the YouTube page is have some videos that are kind of focused to fan travel, to see the Angels on the road and that sort of thing. So again, excited to be able to be a part of that and to help push that through the Halo Life podcast through angelsnation.com. And Stu, just thank you again for the invite, for bringing me on board, and looking forward to good things this season from the Angels and from angelsnation.com.
Yeah, and Halo Life, buddy. Hey, it's as they say in England. I lived over there for 12 years, and I still covered Angels religiously for ESPN. As they say in England, I'm pleased as punch. I'm pleased as punch to have you aboard. I guess there's no other way to put it. So thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. And fans, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love his writing over there. He can write long form. He can cover the transactions. He can step right into my shoes when I'm in the hospital, and you're not even gonna miss me. So thank you, BJ. Welcome aboard.
You're welcome. And just one thing, if you're looking for someone who's going to be like Perry and Artie bashing and has a lot of drama, you got the wrong guy. That's not what you're going to get from me. I'm definitely going to take it from a glass half full perspective more times than not, for whatever that's worth. If that may not be your taste, but I'm just going to fully disclose that on the front end. I try to use sound reasoning and logic as I look at this team, and understand that there's professionals at the helm that are focused on one thing, and that's bringing a championship back to Anaheim.
I don't want to name names or point out various locations where you hear a lot of negativity. That's not my game. My game is not to point fingers at others, but I think with both angelsnation.com and with angelsnation.com, if something's questionable, we're going to have to call it into question. But it's not going to be a place for people to go, and there's a reason I haven't opened up comments on there, is because I don't want to be moderating a bunch of teenage fist fights on the playground. I don't want that. I don't want negativity on there. I want positivity. and I want you to be able to read, wonderful historical articles that we're doing about Palm Springs right now. That I'm doing some players from the past currently over there, and BJ, I believe it was actually your idea, the Palm Springs spring training thing. I think you threw that at me.
I think I just sparked something in that you already were thinking about doing, Stu. It just took me to kind of ignite the fire, but you've gone full blaze, and I'm excited to read through the interviews, because I know you've interviewed some great past Angels from the legendary years, 60s, 70s, 80s, and then some great some of the greatest journalists that have covered the team as well. So I'm really excited to read those over at angelsnation.com. So thank you again. It's odd to be hosting a Halo Life podcast where you're kind of ceremoniously introducing me as part of the team, but I'm glad I was able to do this and share this with the Halo Life listeners.
Hey, buddy, it's all great. And just remember, keep some space on that Discover card or whatever it is you got in your pocket, because I do like my steaks medium rare, some nice mashed potatoes on the side. And, I do once in a while have an adult beverage. It is 12:25 in the afternoon right now. So I'm going to have a glass of wine in your honor. This toast is to you, BJ. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Stu. And thank you again for listening to another special edition of Halo Life podcast. Thank you for having interest in Halo Life and having interest in the Angels. We are here to bring you future, past, and current Angels history, Angels players, and content, and always try to take a positive spin from the Angel fan base and Angels front office. If you like this podcast, you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like us, subscribe. Also, like I said, we have more content to come to the YouTube page. And again, if you're listening to us on Spotify or Google or one of the other podcast services, thank you again for listening. Thank you for sharing with your friends and Angels fans. And don't forget, until next time, live your life 9 innings at a time. We'll see you.
Hey, BJ, you're right. And if it's extra innings, keep playing those extra innings and keep playing them hard.
Yeah, and there's no runner starting on second in my book in the game.
No,
of life.
Absolutely no.
You start with the bases empty.